Hi guys, my name is Lizelle from Lizelle Loves Books and welcome back to my channel. Before we start today's video, I'd just like the 96 of you I'd just like to say thank you to the 96 of you that subscribe to my channel. I can't believe 96 people subscribe to my channel. I'm almost at 100. That is so crazy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it so much. It means a lot to me. And for today's video, it's going to be another recommendation video. Probably one of my favorite tropes. Book mutual pining or pining romance recommendations. The first book I want to recommend to you is Before I Let Go by Kandi Ryan. I know I mentioned it in my previous video, but I got an arc of this. But the pining in here, the pining the characters have for one another is unbelievable. We have Yasmin and Isaiah. Yasmin and Isaiah used to be married, but two tragedies happened to their family consecutively, and Yasmin just couldn't take it anymore, so they decide to get a divorce. Jasmine asked Isaiah for a divorce. They still work together. They're co-parenting, but one day they see other people, but you can see that Yasmin and Isaiah really still do love each other. You can see that even though they are seeing other people. But one day, Yasmin and Isaiah need to go on a business trip together, and they stay in the same hotel room. There's only one bed, and they realize they are still attracted to each other. But they have to decide, is it just physical, or do they really want to give their marriage a second chance? Please read this book. It is so good. The pining, like I said, the pining they have for each other is so good. You can see it in their eyes, feel it when they're in the same room. You can read it when you're reading the book. They just love each other. They are soulmates. Torn apart by tragedy. So please read Before I Let Go by Kandi Ryan. The next book I want to recommend to you is another Kandi Ryan book, because nobody does pining quite like Kandi Ryan, and it is Long Shot. Long Shot is the first book in her Hoop series. It's about August and Iris. August and Iris meet at a bar, and instantly August is like curious about her, is attracted to her, but Iris tells August that she has a boyfriend, and her boyfriend is August's rival from the other basketball team. And August said, we can be friends, I can be your friend, but secretly August has not so secretly, August has romantic feelings for Iris, but Iris gets married to the other guy, and there is trigger warnings for domestic abuse. She's a victim of domestic violence. Her husband is very abusive towards her. And August waits for Iris. He's there to lend her a shoulder to cry on. And even when she gets out of her abusive marriage, August still waits for her to be ready for him. Like, he never pushes her, but you can see it in August's eyes that Iris is the only one for August. His pining for her is unreal. August and Iris, long shot. The third book I want to recommend to you is my favorite Kandi Steiner book. It's A Love Letter to Whiskey. It's about Jamie and B. B and Jamie meet in high school, but Jamie winds up dating her best friend, and Jamie and B form a friendship, and when Jamie realizes that B is the one, life gets in the way, something else happens, and they can't be together. Life always gets in the way of their relationship, but you can tell from the way that they speak to each other, the letters to each other, they love each other, but they can't be together. Their relationship is so punny. Like, Jamie and B long for one another. There's no way to describe it, but they do. They long for each other. It is one of the best, piniest romances I have ever read. I want to read her anniversary edition of A Love Letter to Whiskey because it had Jamie POV, and I really want to know Jamie's POV, so I have to reread that. No, I have to read that because I read the older version, but I need to read the newer version because it has Jamie's POV. A Love Letter to Whiskey. The next book I want to recommend to you is Always Only You by Chloe Liese. Always Only You is about Frankie and Ren. Ren is a hockey player, and Frankie is the social media manager for that hockey team. And one day, Frankie's apartment home gets broken into, and Ren tells Frankie she can stay with him at his house because he has an extra room. And Ren tells Frankie he likes someone, and Frankie assumes it's a different girl, but secretly Ren has always been in love with Frankie. He's always pined for her, but they can't be together because they work together, and Frankie has never seen Ren in that way, so it's just great. Like, Ren has a secret love for Frankie since they met. Like, it's always been Frankie. His pining for her is so adorable. Ren Bergman is the ultimate sweetheart hero, and I dare you to tell me different down in the comments. He is the ultimate sweetheart hero, in my opinion, Ren Bergman. And I dare someone in the comments to tell me that different, that he's not. The next recommendation I have for you is Making Faces by Amy Harmon. Making Faces is about Fern and Ambrose. Fern and Ambrose are neighbors. And one day, Ambrose is the golden boy of the town. And one day 9/11 happens, and Ambrose decides to join the army, and he takes his best friends along with him. But when he comes back, he's the only one to survive, and he comes back very, very scarred. He has PTSD from the events that happened. He's very reclusive, but Fern tries to befriend Ambrose again. Fern has always been in love with Ambrose, always pined for him. Like, Fern is a writer, and her pen name is Rose, and his name is Ambrose. Get it? She chose the name Rose because she's in love with Ambrose. I warn you, this book has 0 to no spice, but you don't miss it. This book is so good. Please, 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 if you're gonna read anything from this video, please give Making Faces a shot. It won't make you sob uncontrollably. But it is dark. There's domestic abuse. A character goes through domestic abuse, PTSD. There's a death of a character. But please, please read this book. And the last book I want to recommend to you is an upcoming book that's going to be released in October. It's the next book in the Stay a Spell series by Juliette Cross. It's Resting Witch Face by Juliette Cross. And the reason why I put this book in here when it's going to be released in October, because throughout the whole book, in every book of the series, you see that Ruben pines for Jules, like, the whole time, and Jules is Ruben's mate, but Jules rejects Ruben. Ruben is a vampire and Jules is a witch, but for whatever reason, Jules rejects Ruben, And you can see throughout the series how Ruben is just pining away for Jules. And I'm so excited to finally get their story. I have been waiting for their story since book 1. Please let me know down in the comments below if you've read the Stay a Spell series. If you didn't, I highly suggest the Stay a Spell series by Juliette. Those are my recommendations for great pining romances. Please give these books a shot. And let me know down in the comments below if you're planning to read these books, because these books are my favorite. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.